Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, May 9th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update, and we should be good to go. All right, a few more things here. Last thing. And it looks like we're good to go. All right, so let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. It's good. All right, perfect. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking liquidity over here. Going down to the 8 hour. Down to the 4 hour. Down to the 2 hour. Down to the 1 hour. 30 minute. $15 minute. Down to the 10 minute. And it looks like we're good to go. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, May 9th. It is 6:26 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. I've just marked up liquidity over here across the various time frames. Closest level of liquidity above is going to be at 39,163, and the closest level below is going to be at 39,092. As you can see, price is right in between both levels, and there's multiple liquidity on both sides. The price can really go in either direction. Going over here to our clean chart, I'm going to mark up 630. Mark up 8 o'clock. I'm going to go up to the 4 hour time frame, identify structure. So there's a resistance point right there. Another one right there. And another one right there. We got support down here. Another level down here. Going up to the 1 hour. Closer structure right here. One more down here. Here. And down here. So I've marked up structure throughout the 1 hour and 4 hour time frames. As you guys can see, price is in a bit of a range right here on the 1 hour, going down to the 1 minute. So price is right in between again. The closest level of resistance is going to be up here. It's pretty close. And the support's down here. Not as close, but possibility of it getting to that point once market opens. The ATR is currently at 8 right now. So volatility is pretty much normal. It's not fast. It's not slow. It's pretty much normal for pre-market. Going over here to our main chart, I'm going to go and mark up news. So we had news at 5:30, and we have another news event at 7:30, which is gas stock change. Otherwise, all of the jobless claims for the 4-week average, initial jobless claims, and continuing jobless claims came out at 5:30. It was pretty mixed. So half of it was, or a little more than half was negative, and the other half was positive, of course. So we got news over here at 7:30 coming up, low impact. And then we had news over here at 5:30. You can see it's pretty obvious where it happened. It's like where the candles kind of spiked. So the big green candle right there. So there goes news candle. Price spiked up, came back down for a correction, came right back down the middle, and now it's sitting right here. So there goes our main chart. Price is slightly, I'll say it's slightly bullish right now. We'll see what happens here when the market opens up in the next 2 minutes. So we're pretty much ready to go, guys. We have news marked up here. We have a couple red flags here in the middle. The trend here is currently bullish. The PRB might be for a buy. Lastly, the breakout V3 over here is it's not ready yet. There's no double bodies on either side. So, all right, guys, other than that, market is going to open up in about 30 seconds. So good morning, guys. All right, solid. Looks like majority of you guys are here so far. And now we wait for market opens. All right, guys, market is now open. Sorry, I lost track of the time right there. So market is now open. We got price pushing up right here on open. This is pretty normal. We're just getting that increased volatility here on the opening candle. Markup opening price. All right, so if you guys have been on the live session since Monday, you guys will know that we're currently in a ranging market. So I'm going to wait for the market to kind of push around a bit. Once it pushes around, I'll come back to our clean chart and I'll mark up structure off the 1 minute. We don't have structure here yet, but once the structure is established, I will mark it up for you guys. So we might get a push to the upside, establish a higher high, push to the downside, establish a lower low. It's going to establish the range for today. That's typical. It's pretty much what's been happening for the past couple of days now. We got price, which pushed up right here. If price pushes back up and we get a divergence, that could be a momentum divergence entry. So that's something to look out for here, and something that I personally would be looking to take as well. So we got the bullish momentum here. Divergence was bullish. Now price is coming back down. So I'll look for price to come down a little bit. And if it swings back up, I'll look for a possible opportunity there for a momentum divergence. The only thing that could possibly stop this here would be if we get a sell signal, because then it's going to reset the process. Looking at the PRB here, we do have a PRB that's currently setting up. We got the rejection off the pivots here on the opening candle. We have another rejection off the pivots right here on this following candle. We're now looking for the space consolidation candle, basically no rejections. Once we have that, we'll be able to look for a possible opportunity for a PRB entry. Otherwise, there's nothing else available here just yet. ATR is currently at 12. It's actually pretty low right now. As you guys know, our typical ATR is about 15. We're looking for 15 ATR. 15 is going to identify market as moving directional and volatile, or not super volatile, but how as it should be. Anything below 15 would typically identify as a consolidating market. So you can see right here, the price is currently ranging and consolidating. The ATR is currently 12 right now, so it's pretty low. That's normal. So let's see what happens if price decides to, climb back up. The ATR is super low right now, so it's going to be a matter of time until it does. This current range right here is pretty small. It's about 36 points. All right, so if this candle here closes as a pretty decently strong green candle, this is going to be a momentum divergence, and this is going to be an entry that I'm looking to take myself. So the candle's got to close green, like a decently green candle. You can see here we have the bullish momentum, bullish divergence, bearish divergence, and now the divergence here is also shifting to the upside. So this could be a possible high-low scalp in conjunction with a momentum divergence. So I'll be looking at this here. Let's see, we got about 20 seconds left on the candle. I'm gonna have to wait for the candle to actually close though. So we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm in the position. So I'm in right there for the momentum divergence. Full TP right there, guys. Nice work. Smooth win. Did exactly what we were looking for. Came through. Full TP.
Order filled.
There's another, and it lined up with liquidity too. That's why I wanted to take it, because I knew there was liquidity sitting up there. Went straight right through. And full TP right there. Quick win, quick entry, quick in and out. Full TP, no drawdown. That was a great trade. Definitely, guys. So at liquidity right here, first level liquidity got hit already, full TP. Second level right there, full TP as well. Almost. All right, that was pretty solid. The ATR picked up right there, pretty nice, up to 13. I'm gonna put this down over here real quick. Solid. So there goes the first win for today. It's for a momentum divergence. Perfect. There's a high-low scalp right here, but we're already in the position, so I wasn't looking to take it. Price is a bit overextended now at this point. It's not super overextended, but it is a little bit for the low volatility. But here goes, there was another high-low scalp that came up right after. It's currently still running right there, right after. I'm not in this position though, so this one's not going to count for me. Only the first one. The PRV is still setting up over here. There is no BB3 here yet. So, all right, if we continue to look for or look at this here, there could be a possible MPS, but the ATR is too low. ATR has to be 15 for the MPS. So I personally wouldn't be looking for an MPS here. If you guys want to take it though, it would be at this next level. It's going to be in confluence with a lot of these other entries that are currently running, because we do have the high-low scalp that's currently still running. And then we also have liquidity over here, which is still running to its full TP as well. So, I mean, it just depends on the person who wants to take it. I'm not going to take it, of course, because I need to wait for, I got to wait for the actual entry that I'm looking for. And it just doesn't meet criteria because the ATR is a little low. Yeah, no worries, Nick. I know you're looking for the entry. It's just the ATR is a little low right now. So last thing I want to do is get caught and fake out, right? So looking at this right here, the MPS actually just filled. So there's a lot of entries that are currently running alongside each other right now. I'm not in any of these two positions here, but Yeah, there's the first one I took, which was the momentum divergence, that was fine. And then the high-low scalp is still running. And then we have the MPS that's currently running in profit right here. So there's a bunch of entries that are just running alongside each other. And this looks like the MPS that could be setting up or that could be hitting TP. But again, the ATR is just a little too low. So just makes it a little tricky for us here because the ATR is indicating that price is still in sort of a range consolidation, which I personally don't like trading in for the MPS because it's a directional strategy. All right, so let me just take a screenshot of my profits real quick, and then we'll come back and take a look at what else we're following over here. All right, there we go. So for that, the MPS just hit full TP, guys, right here. If anybody decided to take it, it spiked up to TP, but again, it's kind of sketchy because of the low ATR. The ATR is starting to pick up a little bit, but it's still pretty low for the most part. Yeah, a lot of these entries are still running, but there's just no movement. So. All right, anyways, here are my profits for that last trade for the momentum divergence. I logged in 1,000 on my main account, so I got a full TP there. Some slippage over here on the other accounts, which is normal. I've kind of gotten accustomed to it. And then my personal account over here, I locked in 315. Slippage there too. I was supposed to lock in 400. So yeah, those are my profits so far. I'll add up the profits later at the end of the session. We're still looking for entries here, so I'm going to keep my focus on the charts. And then at the end, I will add up all my profits. If you guys have profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, we will continue to look for some more opportunities here. So the high-low scalp is still running, guys. If anybody was looking at the high-low scalp, it's still technically running right here. Momentum divergence hit full TP plus whoops. So I think the liquidity is still running too, but this is why you don't want to trade when the volatility is too low, because when the volatility is too low, you get caught in this consolidation range, and it kind of like you kind of get trapped in the position, right? So let me just take it off right there so that you guys aren't confused with what's going on here. But let me make this smaller so there's no. I mean, it's fine. I'll leave it as is. It's pretty much. These aren't super in the way, but you guys can see over here how price was consolidating for a little bit and then it broke out, right? You don't want to be in a position like that because when the volatility is low, that's typically what happens. Price will consolidate sideways for a bit and then eventually it's going to break out. So you're either going to be on the good side of the breakout or you're going to be on the bad side of the breakout, right? And you don't want to be in a position like that where you don't have control over like what's going to happen next, because last thing you want to do is be stuck in a position and then something like this happens where it goes very against you and then it comes right back up, because then you're going to be stressed out. You're not going to be confident in the position. You're going to want to pull out. So it takes a big toll on your trade psychology. All right, so we got price coming back up. So the high-low scalp is still technically running, guys. So like I said earlier, the high-low scalp is still technically running. I think the PRB actually came up too. So we have the PRB over here. We had the first rejection. We had the consolidation space candles. And the PRB actually came up, looks like right here. So PRB actually didn't play out today, which is fine, it happens. It's not one of the entries I plan on taking or that I typically take anyways. We have the breakout V3 actually setting up over here. One second, guys. My bad. Gotta sneeze real quick. All right, so we got a double wick rejection right here. We have a pending sell signal. If that sell signal closes and we follow it with a red candle, that could be the breakout V3. You know, the thing that's interesting with the breakout V3, guys, I've tallied up the results for April. So if you guys remember the BB3, where it kind of like messed up our trading for April, because we had that losing streak right here, right? It actually ended up only having 2 net losses. So 7 wins, 9 losses. So it's only a negative profit of 50 points, which is actually pretty incredible because it shows you that the strategy is it's still a very solid strategy. It's profitable and it's solid. The only problem is that it's not really good for prop firms. Like it's not really good for something like Apex that has a trailing stop, but you can still use it for your personal accounts, because what you'd have to do here, you just have to stomach the loss here because you'll come back eventually. You can see there's a bunch of losses here, but then it would bounce back. And then we had a huge win streak over here for like January and March. So it kind of just balanced out. You had like a ton of wins here, and then you had a couple losses here, like half of our win streak. And then from there, it pretty much balanced out. So if you guys want to go back and take a look at the spreadsheet, I've updated it with the up to today results. And yeah, I mean, the strategy still looks pretty good. It's something that you can typically take with probably a personal account, but you don't have to worry about a trailing drawdown. And you can adjust your risk by the trade. So we got the, looks like the high-low scalp finally hit CP, guys. The high-low scalp that was right here. Let's see. So I only take momentum divergence on one momentum hawk. So I wouldn't take the one here. I mean, if you wanted to take it, you could have taken it off this candle right here. Looks like it's currently running, but I only take it once per momentum because for, in my opinion, you know, the momentum's kind of died out a little bit already. So for me personally, I would be waiting for the next momentum. So I want to see a retracement momentum signal, and then I'll look for the correction back to the upside. That's pretty much what I'd be looking for. I mean, you can do it. You can, like, for you personally, if you want to go multiple, because sometimes you'll see that the momentum lasts forever, right? You'll have one momentum and then it'll be active for like an hour. So in that case, you know, it kind of makes sense to take the second opportunities. But for me personally, being careful, you know, I'm okay with 1 or 2 solid entries a day. So I take 1 per momentum. And it's just my preference. It looks like the entry here would have hit again if you would have taken it off this one of these green candles, if you took it off this one, or even if you took it off the next one. Looks like either one would have hit. So yeah, just keep that in mind. For me, initially, when I first came up with the strategy, I used to take every divergence that came up. But then I realized that, you know, there's a lot of risk associated with doing that because momentum can die down at any moment. So yeah, it's just up to preference. Nice. So Oscar said he took it because of the high-low scalp. So oh yeah, it's nice. So Oscar actually identified it, and I didn't even notice that. But the divergence was in line with the high-low scalp. So there's another high-low scalp that happened right here. And that's why Oscar their ticket for an entry. So nice work, Oscar. I would have done the same thing. I didn't realize that there was a high-low scalp right there. I wasn't looking at it. But yeah, in a situation like this, I probably would have taken it because the confluences are so good, right? Everything's bullish. You have liquidity sitting up there. Look, all of the liquidity here is getting hit, if you guys can see. Pretty much every level of liquidity here is getting hit for full TP. A lot of confluences here. So this is what I mean about using my tools in conjunction, right? You don't just need to, like, you don't have to use just one tool. You can use multiple tools, and yeah, you can use multiple tools, and these tools can provide you different entries. Like you can use a bunch of different confluences here. You can use liquidity. Like I personally don't trade liquidity by itself, but you can see the liquidity here works very, very well. You can see all the lines here that I marked up. They're pushing up through liquidity. And if these line up with your entries here, then so be it, right? Liquidity lined up with the high-low scalp, lined up with the momentum divergence, and you have like a triple confluence right there, basically. Well said, I took a small contract, didn't know the name of the strategy, and it hit full TP. Nice work, Kamal. Yeah, you can come up with your own names too. If you like see something on the chart using my tools, you don't have to call it momentum divergence. You can just call it like a crossover if you like, right? I think divergence just makes the most sense. But yeah, you can call it momentum divergence times 2, momentum divergence version 2, whatever you want to call it. But you guys can see that all the tools here they kind of mesh well together. You have the trend here with the pivots. You have the sessions here to identify red flags. You have the high lows over here for the high low scalps. You have liquidity over here using the high low scalps as high low levels as well. And yeah, price is pushing up into the resistance. So it's currently in the resistance right here now. Can I say Euro step momentum? Left like you the 3 strat. Exactly. You guys can come up with whatever names you guys want. If you guys want to get creative and you guys see something on the chart using the tools, feel free to create whatever strategy you guys want. I think initially we called it the Medusa strategy, right? When the multiple divergences came up, we're like, we'll call that the Medusa strategy because we had a divergence, but then when it kept coming up, something that he was identifying and he saw. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways here. Like if you wanted to wait for this here to retrace back again and swing back up, you can do the same thing. Look for a second momentum divergence. So it looks like the liquidity above just got cleaned out. So I don't know if anybody caught any of those, but yeah, pretty much the upper levels of liquidity over here pretty much wiped out all the sellers, which we were expecting anyways, because the retail sentiment is so high. So I would have been more likely to take buys here. Let's take a look at retail sentiment real quick. There was a lot of levels here that got hit. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 levels of liquidity right here got hit. Looking over here at the retail sentiment was at 70% earlier. So right now it's currently at 69% short. This indicates that 69% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So typically what I do is I do the opposite. I try to stop out the sellers. And that's literally what happened here. All the sellers got stopped out because price pushed up. Bad news at 7:30, but it's low impact. So I mean, if you guys wanted to hold on to a position, you technically could have taken the momentum divergence here and just held on to it because it just kept coming right back up. It's not my style of trading, but for those of you who want to day trade and hold on to the trades longer, it's a possibility. I don't think it's safe with Apex though, because yeah, you can get screwed pretty hard with the trailing drawdown. All right, so other than that, there's no other entries here that are available, at least not yet. All right, Daniel, we'll see you tomorrow. Let's see, Jason was asking how much did I risk on that trade? I risked about a percentage. I don't risk that much. I risk about 1% on the trade. I make about like 0.3, 0.4% per trade, but then I only risk like 1%. So I'm risking 1% of the account, which is a 300K account. Maybe less than 1%. I'm not sure. I don't know the exact number, but with regard to percentages, because I don't really focus on that stuff, right? That stuff doesn't matter to me. Because I've already done the math. So I know what I can risk and I know what I can't risk. Typically what I do is I calculate my trailing drawdown by 3 back-to-back losses, which never happens with these scalpings. So the risk is associated with what I'm okay with losing, which is 3 back-to-back losses, which will probably never happen. Not with the regular scalps here. See, Brian's asking, can you explain how to enter a momentum divergence? So the entry that we took earlier for the momentum divergence, we had a buy signal here. Divergence was bullish. It retraced down here for a bearish divergence. And when it swung back up right here, that's where I took entry. That's why our entry happened right there. So we had a buy signal, bullish, swung back down to bearish, swung back to bullish here. on this candle when it closed. That's why I said when this candle closes green, I'm going to enter the trade. When it closed green right there, I entered it and it went straight to TP. So that's where I'm taking it. If it's a sell signal, then I'm looking for the bearish convergence to the bottom. So it depends on the signal. If the signal is a sell, you're looking for the sell. If the signal is a buy, you're looking for the buy. Let's see, we don't have much going on here. Brian said it should be called momentum convergence. Why would it be convergence though? Typically in the trading space, divergence is when it just splits, right? I know convergence if it comes down, but nobody calls it that. Like I've never heard anybody call it convergence. Um, it's always referred to as divergence, whether it goes up or whether it goes down. That's kind of what you're looking for. You're just looking for it to spread out. I mean, yeah, if you want to get science with me, okay, we'll call it a convergence, but we'll leave it as is for now. All right, guys. So there's nothing here right now. It's currently at the sessions over here, which is the New York high. As you guys know, these areas of sessions are areas of manipulation. So we typically don't want to trade around these areas. So we got the New York high right here. We got the Asia high right here. We got the Asia low, London high right here. Or yeah, pretty much. Basically, if you guys are new here, I know there's a lot of new people in the group. Any of these horizontal lines, so I'll zoom out real quick. Any of these lines that go from left to right, these are red flags and areas of manipulation. You can see down here, it's pretty obvious when price was stuck right here where the Asia low and London high were, right? Price kind of goes back and forth between this area. And then eventually it pulls up, fakes out, comes back down, and then it breaks out of this area. Same with this here. Price is currently at the New York high. So this is considered an area of manipulation. So until price pushes away from here, I won't really be looking for anything because it's not really a safe area to trade in because it's easy to get faked out. Which wouldn't really matter too much because there's no entries for us here anyways. I was hoping for a sell signal to come up so that we can get a confirmation of retracement. We don't have that yet, but once we do, I'll start looking for more opportunities here. But you guys can see how all of the liquidity here got hit already. So pretty much all liquidity here got hit and it wiped out all of the sellers. However, the sellers are still holding pretty strong. So if you look over here at retail sentiment, this is why I think price is going to keep pushing up. Because you can see over here that the sellers got wiped out and then they came right back up. You can see earlier it was at 69%. Now it's at 70 because a lot of people are anticipating this to be the top, right? And that's where they're wrong, right? They might think this is a top, but I think price is going to keep pushing up to keep stopping them out. I mean, it might come down a little bit. So I might retrace down a little bit, give them some hope that, okay, maybe they're possibly right, and then spike them right back up to stop them all out. That's how the game works. That's why, I was talking to Jason yesterday. He was struggling with trading, and I told him, like, you have to do what other people aren't doing. If you're applying a strategy that everybody's doing, catching these tops and bottoms, you're probably going to get wiped out. And he's gotten wiped out just like a lot of other people who trade in general, right? If you're trading a basic strategy that everybody's trading, your edge isn't always going to be there. The edge is going to be there for a little bit and it's going to disappear. So in order to keep refining your edge, you should be looking to do the opposite of everybody. So if everybody's looking to take sells here because they think price is overextended, you should be looking for price to maybe come down for retracement and correct back up higher. That's why retail sentiment is so key, because it identifies where the retail traders are trading, right? A lot of people here suck at trading. Majority of people are not profitable trading, right? So why would you trade with the majority? You should trade where the minority is trading, because the majority of people are going to get stopped out. that's just how the game works. And it shows in the stats and it shows in the data. So be smart about it. I wouldn't take any sells here. I would look for price to pull back, but I wouldn't necessarily look for any sells here. Even though you might think price might fill this big push right here, this gap. I don't really expect it to. It might come down a little bit, but not too much. So back over here at the clean chart, price is currently above the 4-hour resistance. You might see a fake out here. So you might see a fake out here. Price might come back down into the 4-hour resistance and consolidate around this area, right? And then eventually might climb back up. That's something to look out for. There's just a lot of traps being set up, and you just have to be aware of those traps. So if you're looking for buys, be aware of the possible fake out. If you're looking for sells, be aware of the possible fake out, right? Fake out to the top. This could be a fake out up here, come back down. If you're looking for a sell, be aware of price pushing back down to the 4-hour support level or now support and fake out back up. You know, look for those W and M patterns. There's right now the volatility is pretty much flat. You can see the ATR is currently at 13. And you can see price is not going anywhere. It's going sideways, which is a given. All right, so again, we just wait. Not really too much going on here. Yeah, Brian said those double body rejections off the high lows and double wicks have been best confluence. Yeah, no, they're very good reversal patterns. So just look for that as well. You know, like I said earlier, you guys can use any tools to help you identify certain patterns, certain movements. One pattern here that Brian mentioned is a great pattern. It's a double body, double wick off these higher highs. So, you know, if I see an example here, I'll show you, like, for example, right here, there's a higher high. This was a double body rejection, and you can see the reversal to the downside. So you can look for the same thing up here. You know, if you see something here with a double body or double wick and you see it come back down, that can be a possible reversal. I would say not a full-on reversal, but a temporary reversal for retracement. What I'm really looking for here is I'm looking for the sell signal. I would like a sell signal to come up because that's going to confirm retracement, right? I don't think it's going to confirm reversal, but I think it's going to confirm retracement. And that's what I want because price here is obviously overextended at this point. It's pushed up way too high. So let's measure price from here to here. Price is pushed up 123 points. So with the low volatility, this is definitely considered overextended. If the volatility was high, we'd look for 150 points, but because the volatility is so low, you know, I think 100 points would be overextended to me personally. It's just up way too high. Brian said the 1-hour candle is going to close with a momentum signal. Thanks, Brian. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, so we just did right there, actually. Nice. So we got the buy signal right there on the 1-hour. And let's take a look at all the time frames. So looking at this over here, like for you to take a sell here is crazy, right? Because everything here is super bullish. The 1 minute's bullish, 5 minutes bullish, 10 minutes bullish, 30 minutes bullish, 1 hour is bullish, 4 hours bullish. Everything's bullish. Why would you take a sell here? The only people taking a sell here are the suckers, basically. Looking for that unicorn trade, right? You're trying to catch the top. But the thing here is I don't expect this to be the top, at least not yet, because there's too many sellers here in the market. You know, if the market was to drop here, a bunch of these people would make money. And the market makers don't like that, right? They don't want a bunch of people to make money. They want some people to make money, but they don't want everybody. So, yeah, Brian said the unicorn, not the unicorn trade. Yeah, because I'm sure you guys have been in that position, right? You see price overextended, and what happens? Everybody thinks to sell here. But realistically, you should just keep buying because, I mean, you shouldn't just keep buying right away, but for the most part, if you see an opportunity, obviously, the buy would be ideal. Yeah, exactly. Natasha said somebody just blew their whole life savings on those sells, right? Because this thing, like, it's crazy. The people they've been holding these sells since this morning. You can see right there it dropped. So you can see the numbers are actively changing. It's down to 69, went back to 70. So people are getting scared. They're pulling out of their positions or they're getting stopped out. My guess is that they're getting stopped out because what happens here is, and I can see what happened already. So see when this red candle came up? I could already see what people did because when this red candle came up right here, this is what people will typically do. They'll enter a sell entry right here. They'll put their stop loss at the swing high, right? Somewhere around here. They'll give it some space, right? They'll give it like maybe a few points. And then they try to catch this big move. You guys have seen this before, the unicorn trade. They go for that 10-to-1 RR, right? They're like, oh, this is gonna change my life. And then what happens? Price looks like it might be coming down, and then they get stopped out, right? It's crazy. I mean, I'm sure you guys have been in that position in a long time. You guys have done that before. Everybody's done that before. I'm sure everyone's had at least one experience with trying to catch these trades where they think that they're so smart and they're catching the top. But if you just got to put the pieces together, right? Retail sentiment here is showing all the retail selling. You look over here at the fundamentals. The fundamentals are currently up right now. You can see over here, on top of that, CNBC just reported, they said Dow slips for the first time. Did Dow really slip? Because I don't see any slipping here. It's been pushing bullish for the past, 30 minutes to an hour. So don't trust CNBC. If CNBC says something, market's actually doing the opposite. It says Dow slips. It's not really slipping. It's actually going bullish. So you just have to have an open mind when you guys are looking at the market and analyzing. Price is still pushing up right here. So just keep that in mind, guys. When you guys are trading, don't believe everything you hear. Because even though CNBC reports something here, it's not really happening. It's actually pushing up. And then you just gotta be smart, guys. Use your logic, right? Think outside the box. And that's kind of how we trade here. So it's all good. At this moment, we will continue to wait and look for the next opportunity to come up. I mean, the ATR is still low, so you can expect price to consolidate here again. Price is climbing up, but it's not really consistent. Let's see, we got some team profits over here. So we got Andreas, total profit of 2,000 for the day. Nice work, Andreas. We got Madhu here, total profit of 300, all wins. Nice work, Madhu. And also big congrats to Natasha. You're getting funded 50K on our TradeOvate account. The crazy thing with Natasha here is that she's trading on her phone. So she's passed every account that she's had trading on her phone. And that's pretty incredible because she listens to the live session. She uses her own analysis. She thinks quickly and she gets into these positions and passes challenges left and right. So yeah, Natasha, you're going to have to start a phone trading mentorship at some point because you're the only person I know who can trade on her phone like that in this fast-paced market. It's crazy. She's mastered the way of trading by the phone. I would never trade by the phone, but Natasha does it, so it's possible. All right, let's see. Question over here from, let's see, CJ said the market is definitely choosing violence against the seller. So you guys can see price is still pushing up. Like I said earlier, guys, be careful. Be careful for the buys and be careful for the sells. You got to wait for some sort of balance in the market. There's obviously no balance in the market right now. Price is still pushing up to stop out these sellers, and they're just getting destroyed, man. I don't understand how people could hold on to their position like that. You got to know when to cut your losses, right? And I feel like a lot of people just don't know when to cut their losses because they're currently down 69%. The crazy thing with this is that they've been holding on to those sells for a long time now. And price has been pushing up since like London session. So since London session here at midnight, price has been pushing up from here to here. That's crazy, 200 points. The short sellers are getting destroyed right now. They're getting demolished. Like they must be in some massive, massive drawdown right now. I can't imagine somebody holding on to this for like 200 points. It's a big push to the upside. I mean, even if you go on the higher time frames, like if you go over here on the 1 hour, like imagine the people who were holding the sells from like earlier this month on May 2nd. Like they're in some massive drawdown right now, like intense denial, because this has pushed up 1,245 points. That's a lot of points. Same with the 4 hour, people who have been trading sells since like May 1st. I don't know. Could never be us, right? That could never be me because I would never hold on to this position. I would just eat the loss. Eat the loss, understand that I was wrong, and move on to the next one. But some people just hold on to the positions, and I'm sure you guys have been in that position before. You guys have been in a losing position, and you just had too much pride to close it out. I mean, I've been there too, like a long time ago. Until I realized that it's just part of the game, right? Losses are part of the game. You just have to eat the loss, move on to the next move. Um, that's crazy. I don't know. Let's see. Question over here from William or Vimal actually. Vimal's asking, does anyone know the future is gold on TV? I think it's GC. Yeah. Who put gold? GO. It's not GO, it's GC, guys. Gold futures is GC. This would be gold. GO is something else. It's online futures. I mean, it moves the same way, but that's not the actual future that you want to be trading. You want to be trading GC if you are looking to trade the gold future. I only know that because I know gold traders, gold future traders, and that's what they trade. Yeah, it's GC1 is for the continuous. I mean, you can do the individual contract, but if you try to trade GC1 exclamation, it'll push it to like whatever the current contract is. Yeah. Yeah, it's I only know that because if you guys remember Aaron, or you guys probably don't know the other Aaron. There was a guy named Aaron who used to come into our chat. He's a gold trader and he trades gold futures. So that's the only reason I know because he would talk to me about it all the time. And you're gonna find it more consistent moving on that because it's the actual future. All right, guys. So I'm still waiting for that retracement. Retracement still hasn't happened. ATR is currently at 12 right now. I mean, a lot of you guys should be pretty deep in profit for the day, anyways. If you guys took the momentum divergence entry with me earlier, there was another entry over here, of course, with the MPS, and then also the liquidity over here. So if you guys took any of these entries here, I mean, there's a ton of entries that came up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 liquidity pushes that came up today. I'm sure a lot of you guys took at least one or two of these. And then, of course, I think everybody took the momentum divergence with me. So I'm not done trading, but I mean, if this thing doesn't pull back in the next like 30 minutes or so, I'm not going to hang out and get caught in these fake outs because the fake outs are going to happen. Eventually, price is going to have to come down. It can't keep pushing up forever. I think what it looks like is they're trying to bleed out these sellers. They're trying to get these sellers to switch to the buy side. And then once they switch to the buy side, they're going to push price back down. Man, golden hands, huh? What is it called? I think it's called golden hands. That's what they call the people who hold on to the position like no matter how deep it goes. Diamond hands. There's where it goes. Diamond hands. Diamond hand sellers right now. It's crazy. I don't know how somebody could be holding on to the position for for that long. 'Cause the thing is like this shows how many retail traders are in the market. So when this thing changes, you'll know where the retail traders are trading. And there's still a lot of people on the sell side. Like let's go on the higher time frame, 4 hour. Like this is what would drive me insane because the thing is the short sellers have been on the sell side for a long time, like since from the beginning of the week, right? So Wednesday, May 1st. If you guys remember from May 1st, it was still bearish. So realistically, people have been holding from down here. Like some people, not everybody, but there's a good amount of people who have been holding from down here. And the drawdown is massive. Like for you to recover from this is crazy. Like in 8 days, this is a big push in just 8 days to the upside. The only reason we know this is because we've been looking at retail sentiment every day, so we know how the sentiment's been. It's been short for a long time now. So I mean, it is what it is. It's not us, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's see. Vimal's asking, does anyone know how to get rid of the label on indexes? You go to your settings, Vimal. So you go to your settings right here. Click on the settings button. Go to settings right there. Go to Where's it at? Go to status line, you can turn these off. I forget which one is it. Let me see. It's one of these. I mean, you can play around with it and try to find out where it's at. But it's yeah, just play around with the settings here. Or you can go to settings right here too. I think this might be it. Oh, there you go. So if you want to take, if you go to indicators and financials, just go here and turn off values. So turn on values and name. You don't have anything on there. Let's see. William said it would be nice to be able to mark up your chart and not have those things there. Yeah, you can just turn it off in the settings, like all your labels and stuff. For me, I don't really have as much stuff on the chart, so the labels are fine. All right, guys. I'm still waiting for this to come back for retracement. It's way overextended at this point. I wouldn't recommend chasing buy, even though you guys probably want to keep bashing the sellers over here. I wouldn't take any more buys. But it's due for retracement. So I'm looking for the sell signal to come up. Once the sell signal comes up, I'll be looking for the continuation back up. We just need a confirmation of retracement. So, all right, as we do that, I guess we can add up my profits for the day. So 800 times 19 plus 1,000 plus 315. So total profit of 16,515 for the day. Let's add up my totals as well. So 2,252 times 18 plus 2,152 plus 2,852 plus 848. Okay, so there goes my profits for the day and the week so far. Plus 46,385 for the day, and plus, or sorry, that's for the week. Oops. And for the day, currently up 16,515. All right, not bad. So yeah, there's my profits for the day. So these are my profits from that one trade I took earlier, the momentum divergence. This is why I tell you that you only need to focus on like 1 or 2 quality entries a day and you'll be fine. So 16,515 for the day, all wins here. And for the week, currently at 46,385. So not too bad. Solid week for, I mean, it's a pretty slow week, so it's pretty decent for a slow week, because typically I'm aiming to get like maybe 2 trades a day, but we haven't had that opportunity here because the market's just been super slow. Thanks, Eddie. Yeah, it's just all about consistency, guys. So like, I talked about this with you guys yesterday, and I talked about this with a couple of new people who have joined the group. Your main goal of trading is just to focus on avoiding losses, right? A lot of people look to find wins, but realistically, that's just going to lead to over trading. It's going to lead to over trading, and then when you do lose, it's going to hurt. You're gonna go into revenge trading. So I think you should focus more on learning how to avoid losses versus learning how to look for wins, because the wins are going to happen. The wins are just part of the game, and the losses are part of the game. But if you don't know how to handle a loss, then you'll go into a downward spiral where you'll be over trading and revenge trading, trying to make that loss back. And then you end up blowing your account. So from my experience, I've been trading for over 10 years now. I was in that position where I was always looking for, okay, how many buys can I get? How many wins can I get per day? And it worked for a while until it didn't, and then I ended up blowing account. So now I'm doing the opposite. I'm actually looking for when not to trade, and when the good trade comes up, I'll take it. But I'm not. I'm more on the defensive than I am on the offensive. That's just kind of how the market will get you at some point. You can't win forever. Well, I mean, you can win forever if you're able um, to avoid the losses. But the wins are going to happen. Like for example, over here for the liquidity, you could have made a mistake on like pretty much every level of liquidity, and you could have just taken one of them, and you still would have been pretty good with profit, right? But you want to be careful for the fake outs, which are bound to happen. All right, so we got the divergence over here swinging back up. I mean, I wouldn't take the trade, of course, because I need that retracement first. But you guys can see the ATR is pretty low. It's currently at 12 ATR. And you can see how the market's currently moving right now, back and forth. So this was a given. And at this point, a breakout's going to happen after, probably to the upside. So price is probably going to squeeze here for a bit. And once it's done squeezing, it's probably going to break out back up. So we got structure up here now. I'll mark this up. Structure right there. We don't have a breakout V3 coming up anytime soon. Yeah, it's kind of just going back and forth. Yeah, Nick said it's all about the quality entries, no matter how many come up. Just make sure you always enter on a trade you are for sure about. I considered entering that second high-low scalp off the second divergence earlier, but I saw the sessions were closed and decided to sit it out. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Nick, 100%. That's really all it's about. It's really like understanding your strengths and weaknesses. Like if you guys have been trading for a while, you should know what your weakness is, right? Your weakness is probably revenge trading or over trading or focusing too much on other people. Like we had a couple of people in the group before that used to get mad because people would post profits because they weren't profiting as much. And because they were so focused on other people's profits, they ended up making a bunch of mistakes, leading to blown accounts. So I have a whole section about that on the course. So if you guys want to look at the course, and let's see if I can pull it up here for you guys. And just a reminder, if you guys didn't get the update, I pretty much redid the entire course, like the free course and the paid course. And I put everything in order so that you guys can see. So I'll just show you that real quick. There's no entries here right now, so it's fine. You guys are not missing out on anything. But if you guys are new here, or if you guys have been around and you guys just haven't looked at the new course, this is what the course looks like. I pretty much broke down everything. So if you look at everything in order from module 1 to module 11, everything is covered. Discord platform, Zoom, TradingView, NinjaTrader, TradeObate, etc. My futures personal account, my Apex account, TradingView, NinjaTrader, TradeObate platforms, every indicator here, momentum indicator, trend indicator, pivots indicator, SRV2, high-low scalp or high-low indicator, sessions indicator, SR, MPS, trailing stop, momentum divergence, everything here is explained. And then I think this is where it's going to be really useful because I've broken down the strategies into directional strategies, sideways strategies, and breakout strategies. And everything is broken down here in order so that you don't have to look for, okay, what strategy will I use in what type of market? It's literally broken down for you right here. But what I was saying over here with the main issues with traders is this is typically what happens with a lot of traders, right? When people tend to make mistakes or they blow their accounts or something happens, where they're not in the proper mindset, it's usually due to revenge trading, over trading, over leveraging, no trading plan, and focusing too much on other traders. And if you ever like blow your account, look at this page here and you'll see exactly what you did, because these are the main reasons why people mess up. You'll never mess up if you're following your trading plan. Right. That's what I've been doing for the past, I don't know, 6 years now, where I've been profitable pretty much every year. I just follow my trading plan. Sometimes I'll make mistakes and I'll FOMO and stuff like that. but for the most part, I follow my trading plan. I don't have leverage. I use proper risk. I execute the same routine pretty much every day, and it pays off. So still no sell signal here, guys. I was hoping like after looking at all that stuff, we'd have a sell signal, but there's still no sell signal here. There's a divergence back up right here. I mean, obviously I wouldn't take it because price is consolidating. I mean, it's pretty obvious right here how price is consolidating, right? I could draw another level right here. And you can see that nothing's really happening. Price is now breaking the structure right there. The only problem with this is that we never got the sell signal. I was hoping we get a sell signal so price could retrace back down. And then when it did that, I was going to look for a possible high-low scalp right here for price to push back up. And then provide opportunity for a momentum divergence with the high-low scalp. But unfortunately, we just don't have that here. So, I mean, if you guys wanted to take that high-low scalp, you guys could have. But I personally wouldn't have recommended it. Mainly because the retracement hasn't been confirmed yet. So again, if you wanted to take the continuous momentum divergences, I mean, technically you can. So this actually goes back to what I was just talking to with Hawk earlier, right? So Hawk was mentioning, was there another momentum divergence here? There's going to be some days like this where there's going to be one momentum signal, like literally just one momentum signal. And you can take every single momentum divergence that comes up, right? Because the first one happened right here, it swung down. Second one happened right here, swung down again. Third one happened right here, swung down. Fourth one happened right here, swung down again right here. And then the fifth one happened right here. So with just this one momentum signal, it's been up for about an hour now. There was about 5 momentum divergences that came up in between here. This isn't going to happen every day. This is, I would consider today like an outlier. You're not going to have days like this where the direction is just crazy bullish or crazy bearish. Yeah, exactly. Patricia said this direction hasn't happened in months. Exactly, right? This is how the market was supposed to be from February up until today. But we've been having a sideways market pretty much every day. So this here is what we would call, yeah, like I said, an outlier. I wouldn't call it a black swan event because there's no big spikes here. But this is something that just doesn't happen very often, especially because the market's been going sideways for the past 3 months now. So hopefully the market stays this way. If this is the case and the market stays this way, then so be it. We'll continue taking momentum divergences and whatever entries we can find until summer comes, because we have summer coming up in less than a month, and that's going to obviously it's going to cause some change. All right, so unfortunately, there's just no entries for me to take right now. But we can continue to we can continue to wait for the next opportunity here to come up. I'm waiting for the retracement. That's really what I'm looking for. It's 725 right now, so it's getting closer to 740, which is my cutoff for trading. We have a big directional push, but the ATR is still kind of just, I mean, it's a little higher now. It's at 14. But at this point, I would say, price is very overextended. So you probably want to be careful with any entries, whether to buy or sell. But the market's pretty much doing what we expected, right? So I told everybody earlier, don't take any sells, or at least be careful with the sells. And price is probably going to keep pushing up, which it is. Looking over here at retail sentiment, let's take a look again. I'm still shocked that there's this many people holding on to sells right now. Like, how far can you bleed out until you're like out of money? Because this changed like a little bit. It changes like by 1 percentage point. It changes between like 69 and 70, but you can see that a lot of people here are still banking on that drop, which I don't think is going to happen. It's like, man, how far can you get burnt and how much money can you lose until you finally cut the cord? Because this is crazy. This thing's pushed up. Okay, so market open at 630 here. And these people have been holding before market open because it was already at 70% this morning. It's up 200 points. Like that's a lot. And let me show you in numbers, right? So if you're taking one contract, so 1 times 5 times 231, like even with your smallest account with one contract, you're still down like a thousand. And in order for you to recoup this 1,155, you would need price to literally come all the way back down to here, which I'm probably not going to see happen unless something happens tomorrow. I don't even think there's news tomorrow, or actually there is. Okay, so there is Michigan consumer sentiment, which is forecasted to be negative, but I'm not expecting it to drop like 300 points. And that's if price sits at where it's currently at right now, right? I mean, that's crazy because that's the lowest contract size you can use for, like you can only use one contract unless you're trading the mini. So again, these people here might be trading the minis or not the minis, the micros. So they might be trading the micros and then, okay, maybe they're only down like $100, but still you're down like so much. When do you throw in the flag, right? When do you throw in the towel? I don't know. I wouldn't be able to stomach that. If I'm down like that much and I know that I'm wrong, I gotta like just cut the loss. Let's see. Natasha said if you're a phone trader, I would definitely not recommend you revenge trade. The market is not the not kinds of phone traders. Yeah, it's tough because I know once you're on your phone, if you don't see the P&L like as active as you would on a computer, you just pretty much revenge trade your way down to a blown account. Yeah, Rashida said sell signal still hasn't closed. I'm surprised it hasn't closed yet. Ugh. All right, Sadie, we'll see you back here tomorrow. So Sadie's done for the day. Makes sense. I'd wrap it up too. So I'll keep hanging out for a little bit longer, guys. I think 740 is going to be my cutoff. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I mean, obviously, there's a huge bullish push here. Would have been nice if we caught these multiple entries that came up with the divergence. But I mean, it's all good. It is what it is. I don't want to get caught in FOMO here. Right. Because I'm sure you guys have been in that situation where you see price go up like this, and what happens is you're just like, oh, I'll just take a buy. Like, whatever, I'll take a buy, right? What happens when you take a buy? It comes right back down and stops you out. Don't be that guy, right? Don't get FOMO. If you really want to take an entry, wait for an actual entry to come up. Don't just hop into something random. We have a pending sell signal right here on this candle. Did not close, of course. We have the news candle right here. This is gas stop change. Let's pull up CNBC. Any updates? Okay. So let's see. This is like unbelievable. Look at CNBC. So they're like, so about like 10 minutes ago, they're like Dow slips for the first time in 7 days. And then 10 minutes later, Dow gains, putting index on track for the seventh straight positive day. What do you mean? Like, it's the complete opposite. Like, okay, CNBC. And then now price obviously came down a little bit when that happened. So this reported at 709. Okay, so they reported it right here. It came down a little bit. They just said Dow was up, price came down a little bit, and then it corrected back up. Yeah, don't believe the news, guys. I mean, CNBC is basically Fox News for the finance market. I mean, it's good to listen to follow it because they do release information that you need, but I wouldn't base any trades off the news, right? Like it's funny, there's like the Kramer index, right? If you guys know Kramer, he's like one of the analysts over here at CNBC. There's people who trade the opposite of him because he reports stocks and people just literally, like if he says to buy something, people will sell it. And if he says to sell something, people will buy it. And people like actually create an index based off that. And it actually does really well. So yeah, it's crazy. Oh, thanks, Nick. Yeah, I didn't even see that earlier. I just saw the update earlier at 709. Another divergence here, guys, that we were just talking about. So if you guys wanted to take a divergence, it would have happened again right here. Not one I personally take because price is overextended. Like this should scream overextension to you. It's way too overextended. It's due for retracement. The retracement is not going to be confirmed until we have the sell signal. I know some of you guys, there's certain traders who like to add on to winners, but I think at this point it's a little too late to add on. Like I would add on to maybe down here, maybe around here, but I think at this point, the thing that you might want to look out for are the double body rejections. So for example, right here we have a double body rejection off this higher high. This could be a possible reversal pattern for it to retrace down. Not saying that it will, but that's a possible thing to look for. There's little clues that will be set across, the market when you guys are looking for entries. One thing to keep an eye out for would be these double body, double wicks. Doesn't always play out, especially if you're going against the trend. For me personally, I would go opposite. Like, so for example, over here, there's another double body, and this is a continuation pattern, right? So price came up, came down, reversed, and continued to the upside. Now that you have this right here, this is where you want to be careful because you have double bodies on both sides. When you got double bodies on both sides, this is going to indicate possible consolidation from here, which is expected. I mean, I would expect consolidation to happen here anyways because price needs to retrace. Price might even come down. So what might happen here is consolidation, come down a little bit, fake out, and then come back into the range before it breaks out to the upside. Right, it's a typical pattern. Yeah, there goes the consolidation range right there. At least for now. All right, there goes the pending sell signal. We'll see if it actually closes this time. Probably not. Yeah, it's not looking like it. All right, we got some more profits here from Kenneth. So Kenneth locked in 2,000 per account. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts. So well over 10,000 for the day. Nice work, Kenneth. Great profits there. We got Jonathan here, total profit of 200 per account. He has 4 accounts here, so well over 800 for the day. Nice work, Jonathan. We got Maddie here, total profit of 827 on his first account and a total profit of 419 on his second account. So well over 1,200 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. We got Natasha here, total profit of 259, all wins here. We've got Vimal, total profit of 50 on one of his accounts. So nice work, Vimal. All right, guys, great profits so far. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Today's been a pretty solid day overall. I mean, if you guys caught the earlier trades, obviously right now there's not really much to take. 735 right now, it's getting closer to 740, which is typically my cutoff if the market's not really doing much. Our normal cutoff is 8 o'clock, but for the most part, you guys can see how the market's currently moving right here. It's consolidating within this middle range, and you probably don't want to risk anything here. Like what you can see here is possible fake out. So just look out for the fake outs now. Now that the consolidation has been established, what you want to be careful for are possible fake outs. So like possibly a push up, fake out, pull back down, right? Push down, fake out, pull back up. There's going to be fake outs in both directions that may appear. So it might have come up from the top, might come up from the bottom. Earlier, we weren't really experiencing this because price was moving so directional to the upside. It was staircasing up. It's weird. All right, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn off my NinjaTrader. It made that noise where it like reconnects. And I just had a bad experience from that before. If you guys remember before when my NinjaTrader made that noise, or it happened for everybody actually. There was like one day when NinjaTrader had an issue where everybody got logged out. And then when we entered a trade after, we all get trapped. We all got trapped in that position. Well, I got for sure trapped. I had to like open up the Apex website and try to close it through there. But yeah, just for future reference, if your guys' ninja trader makes that weird noise where it sounds like it disconnects and reconnects, I would recommend closing it out completely and then reopening it because there's a strong possibility that you might get some delay on your entry if you do enter a trade, and you might get trapped on the exit, which is what happened with us last time. Let's see, Medusa, the high-low V2 hit, but he was waiting on the divergence confluence. Gotcha. Oh, for this one right here, right? I would have been looking for the same thing, Medu. So I would look for it to come down right here and then look for the divergence to swing up. So we have another divergence right here. It's also breaking past this higher high, which will be a high-low scalp. For me personally, I'm not going to take it. I'll follow it for you guys. Damn, I should have just taken it. It's all good. So this right here, again, was another one. Like I said earlier, you know, if you can tie two strategies together or even three strategies, it works very well. Like the divergence here is crazy. I think the divergence is probably going to be like the best one to, like one of the best confluences that you can use. On top of that, we had like a double body rejection right here almost as well. So nice. MJ caught it. Williams said cash in your bank account, definitely. Nick said another one. Yeah. And then Nathan over here as well caught that liquidity on the third touch. So there's a lot of levels of liquidity here that got hit, guys. There's another one here as well. There's so many entries that came up today. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys here locked in some pretty good profits for the day. Let's check it. Let's take a look on the short sellers real quick. I don't get it. They're still holding on to those sells. It's crazy. This is real time too, so there's still people holding on to those sells. I mean, it is what it is. People are just they're gonna hold on to it so their account gets blown, but I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, Medu said he had his finger on the buy button. I know I should have taken a Medu. It's all good. Yeah, William said he's having a good day. How about y'all? I think everybody is. Everyone's killing it today. So you guys are doing pretty good. There's a lot of opportunities that came up. It's just for me personally, like I said, I'm just on the well, I already closed out my Ninja Trader. I think if my Ninja Trader was open, I probably would have taken this trade with you guys. But because it was closed, I just decided not to. And of course, it went straight up. CJ says the market and the sellers are in a rap battle worse than Kendrick and Drake. Right? I mean, at this point, this is like legit denial at this point. You know, if you were to take a position and you're this far back into drawdown, I would for sure. Like, it's just crazy. If you're, so here's the difference. If you're trading YM and you're holding on to a buy and price is coming down, I get it, right? Because you're averaging in. You're basically dollar cost averaging into YM. Like you're looking for price to dip, 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 and you buy the dips. But if you're looking to sell at the high points, that's where it's just like, that's just crazy. Because the thing is, YM is a directional asset. Like this asset is meant to go up. It's not meant to go down. So I would be okay with buying and then holding on and just waiting for it to come up because it's going to correct at some point. But for you to sell and then just keep selling and selling and selling, hoping that it's going to come back down, that's like this is massive now. You'd have to wait for it to come down super far for it to actually, you know, to even get back to break even. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it is what it is. All right, guys. So if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. It's currently 7:41 right now, so I'm about ready to call it a day. Usually after 7:40, that's my cutoff because the market starts to kind of die down a bit. And I can see over here that the volatility is probably going to slow down a bit as we get closer to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is my official cutoff, but I can hang out if you guys have any questions. So let's see. William said it always goes to TP after he closes NT. Trading theorem 1.1, right? Definitely, William. Anyway, so let's take a look at the results so far. So I've updated the results from yesterday. Again, today we have another win. I don't think there was a BB3 that came up today, so nothing with that, but I'll update this here. So our entry came up today at 634. 634 is for a buy, win, profit. The entry was a momentum. I'll just put MD. It's just easier for us. So you don't have to like type it all out. So we're currently on a win streak right now. If you guys look at our results, these are the official trades. We had a lot more wins, but I'm only counting the ones that I'm personally taking. So we're currently on a win streak from April 29th up until today, May 9th. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 back-to-back wins right now so far with our trades. We were in a crazy win streak last month. So like last month from April 10th up until April 25th, we had a 17 win streak, and then I took a loss on the 26th. I took a FOMO entry. I should have skipped it, but it happens. And then over here from the 29th up until the 9th, we're currently on another win streak. So the win ratio is going to be pretty high. And going back to the BB3, so as I mentioned, guys, it's currently right now for the year. We've pretty much taken stats off the BB3 from January up until today. It's currently at 38 buys, 38 sells, 50 wins, 26 losses, total profit of 415 points, total trades of 76 trades with a win-loss ratio of 65.8%. So this strategy is a one-to-one strategy, and it as long as it's above 50%, it's gonna be profitable for the year. So just a heads up if anybody is looking to continue taking the BB3. Otherwise, I think that's about it. So let's take a look. Nick said, here goes the sell signal, and the sell signal, of course, did not close. Yeah, I think it's about time to just wrap it up, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you guys have any more profits to post up, feel free to post them in the group here, and then I'll review them for the profit posting later. We got John over here with a total profit of 1,276, or sorry, 1,272 on his main account. And then he has a couple of accounts here with 900 and about 900 across the board. We'll just say about 1,000, because if you balance it out, they all balance out to about 1,000. So John's main first account, or his biggest account, is 1,272. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts. So well over 5,000 for the day. Nice for John. And then also on his weekly, he's also up, well over 6,000, 7,000 for the week. So great work right there, John. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. No, I think that's it. Sell signal came up. Yeah, so the sell signal finally came up. One thing to keep in mind, guys, is let's see, I think there's a Fed speaking today too. Let's take a look at the news. So we got a Fed daily speaking later on at 11 o'clock. He's going to go over basically the economic outlook for this month. And then, of course, some more Fed speakers tomorrow as well. So tomorrow morning, we have news at 6 o'clock. It's not really news. It's more of the Fed speaking. So the Fed's going to speak pre-market, Fed Bowman. And then at 7 o'clock, we have some high impact news over here, Michigan consumer sentiment. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. So we're probably not going to see too much movement pre-market unless the Fed has something special to say. Otherwise, we'll probably have some sort of volatility push around 7 o'clock, and then we'll wrap up the week tomorrow for the Friday trading day. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up. You guys can see the sell signal came up, so it's now retracing down, which is what we've been pretty much waiting for the entire time. I'm not expecting much to happen from here until 8 o'clock. So if you guys don't have to trade, which I'm pretty sure nobody here does, I would just wrap it up for the day and come back tomorrow fresh. If you guys do decide to trade further, cutoff for like dead periods can be between 8 and 9. And if you want to trade, maybe come back at 9 o'clock. Market should pick up. It's going to be post lunch there for East Coast. So, all right, guys, I guess that's about it. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the